I've learned pretty quickly that you have to approach graffiti a bit more aggressively as a female. Like, you have to be confident and upfront. Yeah, and there's that same old bullshit of women being measured up by their appearance and not their actual skills. And now, because of social media, it's even worse, and it's just super fucking boring. Graffiti's always given me a challenge, and the development in graffiti is endless, so I could never get bored of it. To me, is like an interpretive illegal dance. Like, graffiti's changed my whole outlook on life completely, and I really don't know where the fuck I'd be without graffiti. It's given me a lot. You know, like, I've seen the extremes of humans, I've seen the extremes of living conditions in many countries. Like, I've learned color theory and composition. It's given me headspace, like freedom, therapy, defeat, accomplishment, and it's given me like a sideways view of the law and the system, and like really big adventures and brushes with death even. And it's also just a free platform for your art and without any finder's fee or brief. Yeah, the public view is always changing, but it's always strange and like skewed and not really something I like to listen to. I think the public is weird. Like, sometimes you get seen by a group of drunks and they like cheer you on because they're all excited that you're painting the street. And then another time you get caught by some really, really angry, snitchy local hero, and it's like crazy how dramatic or like angry they get over painting. It's fucking nuts. I think like you should paint if you love it and don't worry about the bullshit. If you haven't painted illegally, it's really hard to explain, but it's just something you have to go out and do to understand it. Yeah, and now I understand that, like, it doesn't matter what you do in graffiti, people always have shit to say. Like, you're always painting with the wrong person, you're painting too much, you're not painting enough, painting the wrong areas, and posting too much or too less, and like, someone's always talking smack. So like, you just have to paint because you love it and have respect for the culture, and just don't let it cripple your own motivations.
Keep them both in the top.
I've learned pretty quickly that you have to approach graffiti a bit more aggressively as a female. Like, you have to be confident and upfront. Otherwise, you end up with the shittest spots or no spots, or always as a spotter. In my life, there's always been solid guys along the way that have helped me. But you have to learn the difference between like who's trying to just hook up with you and who actually just wants to go painting with you. Nowadays, with like for women to be recognized, we have to film ourselves spray painting to prove we painted it. Like, yes, I am a girl and I did paint it by myself. But I mean, it's to be obvious as well, like when we're painting like all pink pieces with like hearts and cats and sparkles on everything. But yeah, we still need to be a bit incognito. One thing that people always get wrong with female writers is that they think that a lot of us want our photo taken with our piece. Like, no, it's always been no face, no case. I don't think I'd ever quit graffiti. Like, there's so many elements to graffiti. You don't always have to be painting illegally to still be painting graffiti. Yeah, if you want to vandalize, it might be a bit hard when you're 84, but maybe it'll be easier. Yeah, like, my goals in graffiti are just always, to keep learning. I'd like to think I'm getting better every time I paint. That's the goal, to always improve and like have fun. I would say my style is public style. I grew up in Melbourne and everything's a bit stabby and wild style. And when I moved to Sydney, I really gravitated towards the Sydney public style. I think a piece with sick letters and one colour feel is better than a teched out piece with no real good letter structure. Social media affecting graffiti, like, of course it's going to affect it. And the funny thing is lately, like I've spoken to writers in Europe and America, and it seems all the same that like Gen Z is going out and doing quick stuff for TikTok or Snapchat props with like minimal effort. So there's a lot of trash like running on trains and stuff. But the sad thing is like you scroll past like an absolute burner piece that someone's worked on, like just wild, and you think about it for about half a second. I think social media is just too much to consume. And if you really want to take in, you know, some good graffiti and letters, like go see it in the street or trains or... Yeah, and there's that same old bullshit of women being measured up by their appearance and not their actual skills. And now because of social media, it's even worse, and it's just super fucking boring. Yes, like graffiti is male dominated, but like every subculture is. I skated a lot before I started painting, and people would say to me, you know, oh, you're pretty good for a girl. So when I started painting and people were like, you know, you're pretty good for a girl, I was just like, well, I'm actually not, and I don't really care. And it just made me push myself to be good, female or male. Like, I just want to be good. So like I would just watch myself and tried really hard not to step on people's toes, and maybe a little bit too much. A lot of the time it was to my own detriment because I missed out on a lot of spots, and then in turn the development of my style because I wasn't painting as much as I wanted to. With representation, companies being interested in supporting female graffiti jams and exhibitions is great. Like, it's obvious to us women how underrepresented we are, but like to mainstream and men's crews or groups is probably a secondary thought. And my eyes always fucking glaze over when I see a lineup of a wall event or an exhibition and there's like no females on it. Yeah, when I met female writers that I get along with, like we have a lot of fun, like a lot of laughs at the boys' expense mostly, but just painting like funny female inside jokes or sharing skin tips or fashion. And, you know, feel the pain when someone's got a brand new set of nails and it's ruined by spray paint. I find there's a lot less ego in female writers, and then sometimes there's a lot less organization. You don't have to explain to your female writer friend like why it's relaxing to have a drink on a milk crate in an alleyway, but like all the normal girls I know are like, why the fuck are you sitting in a gutter instead of a fancy bar drinking?